What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for Growing the Gospel Season 1, Episode 3. I think we're on Episode 3. Child, listen. Look. Nope. This is what I figured out. I have figured out, you know, there's a literary device. I believe it's a literary device called In Media Res. And I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's been a long time. But In Media Res means starting from the middle. Have you ever seen TV shows or movies or read a novel where the story starts in the middle and then the rest of the show is like flashbacks, right? To bring you up to where you are now and continue to move the story forward. I feel like that's what they tried to do with this show, but they fell short. Because I promise you, I have no idea what the hell is going on in this show. Like, we're getting these storylines, but I feel like in order for us to really understand why people are doing the things they're doing and saying the things they're saying, we need some backstory that we just not getting. And I feel like for every storyline, there is a backstory that they're not giving us. Now, I don't know if this is really bad editing and they've edited all of that stuff out. I don't know. But let's start from the beginning and work our way forward. This whole Bree situation. So we see Bree on the phone with Jay Brooks. He's on vacation down in Mexico, but he's telling her to give Elijah another chance. And he really means, well, Elijah's special and all of that, but he's really not a bad person. Give him another chance. Give him another shot. And she's like, I don't know. It's a lot, but okay, I'm going to make it work. So we see, well, I'm going to go on order. I wrote in my notes, Elijah's team too much, okay? Then we see Nikki and Tasha going to get Tasha's legs waxed. Now, I think Nikki originally thought that Tasha was going to get hoo-ha waxed, but Tasha said, no, ma'am, I'm not doing that. I will get my legs waxed, but I'm not hoo-haing. I'm not doing none of that. I ain't from Brazil. We ain't going to Brazil. It ain't nothing about Brazil. There will be no Brazilian going on here, okay? Now, while they're there, we find out that her husband is coming in town, and she wants everything to go well, and she is getting her legs waxed in anticipation of him wanting to rub his hands up and down them legs. And this is the first hint that we get well, I guess last week was the first hint where we saw Jay Brooks talking to Shayna and saying that Nikki and Tasha were mad at her because Shayna had been telling her business all in the streets. But this is where you get the first hint that there's something serious going on between Tasha and her husband, because clearly y'all aren't being intimate. He's coming in town. How long has he been out of town? Did you move away from him? Did he move away from you? I think the other part of this, I think they assumed that the everyday viewer knows certain things. Like, I talked to somebody that's kind of in the know in the gospel world, and they were like, oh yeah, she married this guy, moved to New York, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And she giving me this whole rundown on Tasha. But I was like, if you're not into the gospel scene, you don't know these things. And I think they're giving us this story as if we know this information already. And I was like, I don't know none of this. I don't know who she married to. I don't know nothing about her husband. I don't know her husband's name. I don't know when they was married, how long they was married. I don't know where she lived. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they think either A, it was really, really bad editing on their part, that they didn't tell us enough, or B, I guess they assumed we knew. I don't know. You should never make an assumption. You should never assume that people know. You got to give them the story. You got to give it to them. And I wrote that in my notes. No backstory. So I'm already disconnected from this storyline because I don't know what I'm supposed to be connecting to. Do I feel sorry for Tasha? Do I feel sorry for the husband? You're giving me nothing. All I know is that she is desperate to have sex with her husband. But again, I don't know what. Shoot, in the first episode, you had me thinking that Nikki's husband was away on business until about halfway through, and I found out he was in jail. Yeah, I just was like, oh, he's not going to be here for her 40th birthday. Well, there's a million reasons why he might not be around. He calling all willy-nilly to Auntie Dorinda talking about, yeah, I want you to help me get this party together. I know she's going to be mad at me because I can't be there for her 40th. Sir, you've been in jail for 5 years. She's known for 5 years you wasn't going to be here for her 40th. You act like this is a new revelation. So I'm thinking you got stuck out of town or you got called away on business at the last minute. Sir, we knew you wasn't going to be there at her 40th. She knew it. Yeah, the judge knew it. The jury knew it. Your attorney knew it. Like, we knew. Y'all playing with me. Then we see Elijah setting up the photo shoot for Bree with Gwen Fox, who is a legend. She's an event planner legend. Now, I feel like she's that same event planner last week that put them balloons in that hallway, and you started throwing them damn balloons at her. Because I remember saying, she's an older lady, and why is he acting a fool over them daggone balloons? Got that woman all frazzled and stuff. I feel like it's the same woman. Anyway, here we go again. We are on this whole, Bree can be a star. Bree can be better than what she is. She just needs to know, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And the woman said, he said something about the hair. She was like, well, I like the color, but, you know, we just need to style it up a little bit. Again, I understand what your issue is with this girl and her hair. I think her hair is cute, and I think it looks cute on her. But moving on. Again, is there a backstory that we're not getting? Like, y'all are really acting like Bree is this charity case that y'all got to pull out of the gutter and clean up and make her presentable for the public. I'm so confused. I really feel like there is a part of this story that we are just not getting. And I need you to tell me what it is. It's got to be something more. I'm confused. I like Bree, and I just feel like they treat Bree like a bald-headed stepchild, and I just don't understand why. I do not get this whole big, I'm going to make something out of her whether she wants me to or not. Like, I don't get it. We see Bree, I'm going to just go ahead and get this out the way because this shit pissed me off too. We see Bree and Elijah talk, and Elijah was like, I don't understand what I did that made you so upset. Sir, you took her boots and you threw them in the trash. You took your finger and you ran it through her damn birthday cake. You tried to press her hair down because it was such an offense to you that this woman would dare wear her natural hair and a afro. Sir, what part of that do you not understand that would upset somebody to the point of tears? Like, there's only but so much somebody can take. But let's take all that other stuff out of the equation. You threw my shoes in the trash because they were not aesthetically pleasing to you. I didn't ask you to throw them in the trash. I told you I liked them. I told you they were my favorite pair of boots. Just because you bought me an expensive pair of boots that I do appreciate doesn't mean that you get to now decide what to do with my old boots. No, sir. Remember back in the day, they don't do this no more, I don't think no more, but remember back in the day you would go to the shoe store and the man or the woman would go in the back and get you the shoes and they would measure your feet and they would let you try on 5, 6, 7 pairs, as many as you needed to, and they make you walk around, see how that feels. That feel good? You need a lift? You need the shoe horn? Like, remember when there was customer service at the shoe store? Y'all remember that? And then remember when you would choose a pair of shoes. It didn't matter how dirty, how beat up, how smelly those shoes that you wore in that store were. Before that clerk did anything with those shoes, they asked you. And if you say you could put them in the box, they put them dirty with beat up shoes in that shoe box and put it in the bag if you were going to wear your shoes out the store, and they handed you that damn bag with your dirty beat up shoes in the shoe box. You know why? Because they were yours. They were yours. They belonged to you. You wore them in that store. They don't get to choose what happens to them just because they showed you or sold you a shiny new pair. And I didn't understand why. Elijah didn't understand why that was a problem. Sir, it is my property. You don't get to decide what happens to it. And the other thing is, you don't get to do me dirty and then tell me how mad to get about it. Sir, you don't get to embarrass me, disrespect me, treat me like whatever in front of people on my birthday and then tell me how mad I'm supposed to get. I can't with Elijah. He get on my damn nerves. I mean that. From the bottom of my heart. I mean that. Oh, he gets on my nerves. Oh! The best scene of this episode was Tasha and Bree meeting up. Tasha went over to Bree's house, took her little housewarming gift. She said, I went to go check on her. Bree said, I like Tasha. I think me and Tasha have a lot in common. We done been through some things together. I feel like I got a kindred spirit in Tasha. And by the end of the conversation, we found out that they do have a lot in common, right? Both of them strayed away from their religious upbringings. Tasha talked about singing at the strip club. She said, I went to cosmetology school, but I couldn't think about doing nothing all day but singing. That's all I wanted to do. I like doing hair. I like being in the salon, but I just wanted to sing. I just wanted to sing. Bree said, girl, I went to cosmetology school too. And I just didn't have the personality to deal with people. Like, I'm not that outgoing, flamboyant person. Not flamboyant, but I'm not that outgoing personality. And I just wasn't, I just couldn't, the salon life wasn't for me. But yeah, I went to cosmetology school and I actually worked at a salon. She said, and when you were talking about singing at the strip club, hey, brought back memories, baby. I used to dance at the strip club. She said, my mama was struggling. She was in a deep depression after the divorce. I felt like I was a burden to her. So my way of helping my mom come out of that was I was going to make money. She said they started talking about how they would show up to church drunk and high. She said, girl, me too. Tasha said, one time I slid up in the church and I still had liquor in a bottle in my purse. Listen, girl, you ain't the first person to do that. I'm not saying that I did it. I'm just saying I know you ain't the first and you ain't the only. That's all I'm saying. Listen, sometimes you just forget to clean your purse out, okay? You forget to switch the purse out from club Saturday night to Bible study Sunday morning. Sometimes you just forget. You pick up the wrong purse, and it just is what it is. But look, Jesus know my heart, okay? He turned water into wine. It is what it is. But I feel like this was probably one of the first genuine scenes. Nobody was trying to embarrass anybody. Nobody was trying to one up. Nobody was putting on airs. Nobody was trying to create a moment. This was two women who've been through some ish in their life, just having I felt like a genuine moment. Now, maybe it was all for the camera, but I felt that was the best scene for me. Not because they were telling all of their business and they were exposing their past, but because I think they were genuinely having a conversation and genuinely leaning onto each other in their, listen, been there, done that. I ain't there no more, but I can relate. And we share something. There's a commonality there. For me, that was the best scene of the episode, right? Then we get to, I said the photo shoot. They had the photo shoot. Yeah, yada yada, child. They put Brie in a long blonde wig and a cute little outfit, and all of a sudden, and some makeup, and all of a sudden she was like, "Is that me? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that's me." Brie, girl, bye. That's not the first time you've had makeup professionally done. It's not the first time you've put an outfit on that was cute. Your body is snatched. You're a beautiful young lady. Girl, bye. Like, all of that was team too much, right? Like, Elijah did something. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that's me. Like, that is me. Girl, I can't. I be liking you, Brie, but that was team too much for me. That was team too much for me. So then we see, oh, okay. Then we see Tasha meet up with her mother. We meet Lisa Page. I forgot what they said her last name was. She's a gospel singer. She was in the gospel group Witness. And they were talking about the marriage. And again, I feel like we're in the middle. I feel like I was eavesdropping on a conversation I wasn't supposed to be in there for, because I feel like they was talking in code. I didn't understand what the hell they was talking about. She was talking about her marriage. Her mama was saying, well, God does grant divorce, but he ain't happy about it. And I couldn't understand whether her mama was telling her to stay or leave. And Tasha said, well, I only left because he kept telling me he wanted a divorce and he kept telling me to leave. But I do want my marriage to work. But if he wants divorce, then fine. Her mother was like, well, are you open to, filing for divorce? I'm open to filing for divorce, but I really want my marriage to work. Girl, I'm so confused. That whole conversation confused me. I was like, so is your mama for or against it? I mean, is your mama supporting the divorce or not supporting the divorce? Is your husband asking for the divorce or you asking for the divorce? Who the hell wants the divorce? And if he said to leave and he kept telling you he wanted the divorce and he kept telling you to leave, what the hell we fighting for? I feel like he's clear. Now, we're going to get to this whole situation in a minute because I have thoughts. We're going to get there in a minute. Okay. So then we see the second most confusing conversation of this episode. We see Tasha sit down with Shayna. And they're supposed to be having this big showdown. And Tasha's supposed to be so mad at Shayna because Shayna allegedly told all her business out in them streets. And it got back to her husband, who don't even live in Detroit. And he mad at her for telling they private marital business to Shayna. Now, I don't know what had happened. But you know what else? Neither do they. Because nothing they said makes sense. First of all, Tasha said that Shayna was they were sitting in her brand new truck in the driveway of her brand new house, and that's what the story that got back to her husband, and that's why she felt like she could believe the story, because I guess they sat in her car outside of her house talking ish about her husband. Shayna said, girl, that didn't happen, and me and you've been friends long enough that you could have called me and asked me. You know I didn't say nothing. You know I wouldn't tell your business. Now, last week, you did say you had a conversation with Tasha about what was going on with her husband. But you weren't out in them streets and repeating it and telling it. By the end of this conversation, this is what I heard. Well, I'm saying, this is what Tasha's saying to Shayna. Well, listen, I think you don't understand how I feel because you don't understand what was said and how that made me hurt. And you're not going to understand until you understand. You understand what I'm saying? I said, bitch, what? I was confused as hell. Now, Shayna, I didn't really feel like I heard enough of an explanation. Like, I didn't hear Shayna say, well, this happened, but that didn't happen. Well, yeah, you're right. We did sit out in my car in front of your house and have this conversation. But I didn't repeat it. Now, Shayna did say, who told you, girl? Because I want to know who told you I said it, because we can clear this all up right now. I don't remember Tasha ever saying, well, this person said it and that person said it. She just said, well, I believe it. And I'm mad at you because I feel like you putting my business out there. Now, let me tell you what I feel like this boils down to. Now, Shayna said point blank it's a lie and they making it up. Now, I don't know who the they is. I don't know if it's her and Nikki or whatever. But she said point blank period, it's a lie and they're making it up. I never did it. I never said it. And I'm upset that you believed other people instead of talking to me so we could clear this up and we can handle this like adults. I must say I agree with that. I have to say that I 100% agree with that part of it. But let me say this. Let's riddle me this for a second. Tasha, who else you telling your business to out in them Detroit streets? I feel like you probably did tell Shayna some stuff, but I feel like you told Nikki some stuff. I feel like you probably told a bunch of other people that we don't even know about. And somebody repeated it and somebody told your business. I mean, I think that's what it boils down to. The streets was talking, girl. The streets was talking. And it got back to your husband. I don't know how, but it did. And you were upset because y'all are already in a fragile place. And I think in your mind, you felt like this rumor getting back around to him was like the nail in the coffin for y'all's marriage. And that's why you so mad at Shayna. Ultimately, I think the whole thing is bullshit. And I think they were just creating a moment for the TV show because none of it made sense. See, if you can't give me a coherent story from beginning to end, then I just have to call bullshit on the whole thing and say none of it's true. And that's how I feel about it. Like, it makes no sense. There's no clarity to it. There's no beginning, middle, and end to this story. So I just have to say that in my mind, I just got to say it's bullshit. Okay? Now let's get to this last scene. Tasha, come here. Come down to the front. Girl, come here. Tasha, come here. Let me tell you something. That man don't want you. That man don't want you. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say to change that man's mind. He don't want you. It only took me a 5-minute edited down scene on a reality show to see that that man don't want you. Now listen. Come here, girl. Come here. Come here. I think you know, and I know, why he don't want you. You know, and I know, why he don't want you. She set up this beautiful dinner. She had a private chef. She had a violinist. She was all beautiful, decked out. And she had a gift for the man. She said, here's the lock because I betrayed your trust and I told your secrets. What secrets? What secrets you was telling Tasha? I think I know what the secrets are. You know what the secrets are? Put it in the comments if y'all know what the secrets are that Tasha was telling, because I think I know the secrets. Then she had a t-shirt. She said, I know that my drinking got out of control and it caused a lot of problems for us. So she has a t-shirt that says, don't drink. Man, what? Listen, if this is your apology and your path to reconciliation, I need a chip from AA. I need you to show me that you have been working on sobriety. If you sitting here saying my alcoholism or me drinking too much led to our marriage ending, you with a t-shirt that say don't drink, what is that supposed? What the hell is that? That's like a just say no to drugs t-shirt, but you in the back getting high. What is a t-shirt supposed to stop? No, ma'am. I need a key ring. I need a chip. I need something to show me that you are working on sobriety, because that is not the answer. So then your husband is sitting there, and he gives you a watch. He gives you one of them expensive watch. I forgot it was Swarovski, whatever. And he said, because time will tell. That's what I got for you. Now, she trying to get the nookie, right? She wants the evening to end with sex. So she goes in the back, and she changes into lingerie. And she comes out, and she does her best. I want you to rub me in this anointed oil from the head to the foot, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, she's giving a whole little moment, right? That man is not moved. He is not impressed. He is not interested. She says, he would do this when we were married. I would spend so much money on lingerie, and I would come out and I would try to be sexy for him, and he wouldn't even look up from his phone. Yeah, he didn't look up from his phone. You know why he didn't look up from his phone? Because he don't want you. He want who in that phone. Now, I ain't gonna say who in that phone. I'm gonna tell you what I think in that phone. I'm gonna tell you who I think is in that phone. But baby, he don't want you. Then you said, well, I'm going to just go ahead and say it, because you're not going to spray me with my own tea. I'm sorry I had an affair on you. But you wasn't giving me no affection, no love, and I need affection and love. I'm the kind of woman that needs to feel loved, and I need my husband to want me. So that's not an excuse, but that's a reason why I sought comfort in somebody else's arms. And I'm sorry for that. But can we please find a way to forgive each other? Girl, that man said we can cut right here. We can end this. We can end this scene. Tasha, he don't want you. And I think you know what he wants. Y'all put in the comments. That's all I got. That was the end of the episode, child. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.